I just wrapped up what is my most profitable rip and flip ever. We had 3 collector's boxes of the Bob Ross Joy of Baseball set. We pulled some absolutely crazy cards. I'm going to show you guys these cards, and then later in the morning, because it's late, give you guys an update and breakdown of how profitable tonight was, because it was crazy, and you guys will see why here. Real quickly before my breakdown, if you guys want to come check out a rip and flip in the future, make sure to scan the QR code on the screen or click the link down in the description. If you're new to Whatnot, sign up. That'll get you $15 off to spend with me, or you can spend it with anybody else. Would obviously love if you spend it with me, but it's a ton of fun. And if you're already on Whatnot, that link will just be on my page. You can follow me. We do live auctions every Sunday and Wednesday. Our live auctions, we pre-list every single card so that you can go do your research, figure out what you're looking to, pay on a certain card. You can pre-bid if you can't make the auction. So run things a little differently. No yelling, no screaming, no sudden death. It's a very different experience from what you maybe think about. So if you're somebody who has maybe not dipped your toes in because you're a little worried about what it's going to look like, come check us out. I promise you, it's a pretty chill space. You can do your research. You can figure out what you want to pay for the card, and you're not going to get told that we're not even halfway. We're not going to be yelling. There's going to be no W's in chat. We're just going to be having a good time selling some cool cards. That's what our regular streams look like. And then, of course, we have our rip and flips like we did tonight, which are a ton of fun. We rip into the boxes, sell those singles. We're going to talk about what our next rip and flip is at the end of the video, but let's get into how profitable this was. Okay, so I'm just going to show you guys off the hits. We sold every single card tonight because Bob Ross is such a crazy cool set. The Ellie Art of the Steel, just a base card, but this is such a beautiful card. Don Mattingly at a 75, Wyatt Langford, nice Jordan out of 35, Mike Schmidt, Vladdy. That's a facsimile auto, not actually auto. We've got all of our autos to show you guys. Bryce Terang at a 35. Here are our autos. Nico Cavadas was definitely our worst auto of the night. Matt Williams at a 75. Brent Rooker at a 50. Dennis Eckersley at a 25. Luis Angel at a 99. Now that's 5 autos. We got 6 because one of our biggest hits was an auto, which I'm saving for the end here. Got a couple of the variations here on the Bryce Harper and the Freddie Freeman. We also had a Jackson Jobe. It's probably just in the box. I don't know where it was because we had a lot of cards. We sold 240 cards tonight. Then the Chipper Jones at a 75. Sandy Koufax at a 99. James Wood at a 75. James Wood at a 50. Freddie Freeman at a 50. Dylan Cruz at a 99. James Wood at a 75. Paul Skenes at a 50. We're getting into the big boys now. Ken Griffey Jr. out of 25. So the Skenes and the Griffey, same box. Dylan Cruz on the Afro short print variation. Same box as well, by the way. Paul Skenes on the photo variation. That was in our last box. First box as well. So the same one as that Skenes at a 50, the Griffey at a 25. Was this PCA numbered to 5 on the red. Nice team color match. The massive auto of the night was the Bobby Witt numbered out of 25. Crazy cool. And this amazingly was not our biggest card. Our biggest card of the night was the Paul Skenes Afro short print variation. An absolutely amazing card. I got to get these handed off to my guy who does my shipping, but I'm going to give you guys a full price breakdown, which is going to be immediate right here. Okay, so for a full recap, I'm going to look a little off to the left because I got to look at the numbers. We did crazy, crazy well. So first off, how much did I pay for these boxes? I got one box, or better yet, Mrs. Clever Cuban got one box at retail, which I think was $325. Let's just call it $400 for argument's sake here. Then I bought 2 boxes on the aftermarket. I was smart enough, I think. Sometimes it doesn't go this way, but I bought them on pre-order when they were released. I paid $1,035.28 for them. So those boxes have gone up. Now on eBay, each of those collector's boxes is sitting at about $850. So pretty big change in the market since now people have them in hand and are realizing how amazing of a set it is. I knew it was going to be big. Kind of wish that I bought more boxes, but at the same time, 3 boxes was a pretty long stream. I think it ended up being about right. It was long because we auctioned off every single card. Normally, I'm not one to auction off the base cards. As I've said in previous videos, I know that auctioning off the base can maximize your profit. However, normally, I don't think that it's worth the time. However, with the Bob Ross set, I know that lots of people really want the base cards. The base cards are super desirable of even the lesser known players, even the really good all-time greats. They do really well, even just the base cards. So I said we're going to auction off every single base card. We did a couple of small lots. In total, we had 236 cards that we auctioned off, and then we had the 3 paintbrushes. So there are actually 239 total items sold as a part of the stream. Now, we gave away the 3 paintbrushes. I went into the night planning to sell them, but we were doing so crazy well that I just was not concerned in the slightest. I said, let's give them away, something fun for people to kind of stick around for. So overall, for the 236 cards that we sold, we did a grand total of, drumroll please, $6,688. So we paid less than $1,500 for those 3 boxes, and they sold for $6,688. Now, I did spend $4.98 on the giveaway shipping, and there was whatnot fees. So when all was said and done, we walked away with $5,911.14, which is absolutely insane, crazy, can't believe it. Now, I want to talk through some of the big sales because I do think the big reason why this is profitable is because people, would bid and pay $15-20 for the base Derek Jeter card. It's a cool card. I'm not sure what those comp at exactly, but it's the base cards, and selling all those base cards definitely increased my profit margin, as I've said previously. Those base cards would make me more money, but normally I don't think it's worth it. In this instance, it was. I have the sales for all of the big cards, the things that went for 100 plus, basically. The Bobby Witt Orange Auto out of 25, that one did $465. The Paul Skenes Afro, now, actually, back to the Bobby Witt. The Bobby Witt at $465, there was only one sale in the orange, and that one did $400. But an out of 35 just did over $500, so I think it was actually a pretty decent deal. Some of the high-end stuff I actually think was pretty good deals, which is when we get to the Skenes. The Skenes sold for $595. Recent comps are at $650, if not more than that, and there are sales in the $1,000 range. So, again, I think that was a pretty solid deal. The Paul Skenes Photo Variation Short Print did $170. The James Wood out of 75, that was the green out of 75, that one did $115. The James Wood Bat on Ball Blue out of 50 did $155. The Skenes out of 50, this one I think sold high, $229. Skenes, he didn't have rookie cards in, there was not a Bob Ross rookie, so it is his first rookie. I understand the hype and excitement around it. I think that one probably went a little on the high end, but that's the reality of the live auction. You guys get to decide what the price is and what's a card worth. Somebody's willing to pay for it. The PCA Red out of 5 did $335. I've got a couple of big PCA guys that are regulars in the stream, so I wasn't surprised that did well. The Harper, I was surprised. The short print photo variation did $182. The Griffey out of 25, not shocked, did $200. And then I think the next highest sale was a Freddie Freeman blue out of 50 that did $85. So everything else in that, basically 10 cards brought in a lot of money, and then the rest of them just helped kind of slowly tick ourselves up. So I knew that Bob Ross was going to be a really, really good set. I was actually at the National talking with Jesse from Sports Cards Nonsense, and I said, I bet you at $300 box, I bet you I can get 1,000 plus easy on the singles for the boxes. I wouldn't have thought that I could get 2,000 plus. Now, I do think we pulled some crazy cards. Pulling a Bobby Wood out of 25, pulling the Paul Skenes Afro, pulling the Dylan Cruz Afro, pulling Griffey out of 25, PCA out of 5, Skenes out of 50, pulling a couple of nice numbered James Wood. We pulled some super nice cards, and there were a ton of numbered cards coming out of it. So that definitely helped. I think we had really, really good luck on our boxes, which is always a nice thing. We always like getting lucky. But overall, definitely the most profitable rip and flip. Generally, rip and flips are profitable-ish. If we hit a big card, generally they're good. This instance, I did not keep any of the cards. The Skenes and the Bobby Witt were the two that I kind of debated, but I said, you know what? We're having a lot of fun. Let's just auction them all off tonight. And, I still could have walked away without those 2 cards selling, and then the $5,000 plus range with profit. Or not profit, but walk away with after spending $1,500. They weren't, though, monster $1,000 plus cards like the red Ohtani out of 5 that we put at a Topps Chrome. So I said, let's send it, let's do it. I was pleasantly surprised that they did well because normally I'm cap out and max out at a few $100. My room is not big, high-end, buyers. I know my room. It's important to know your audience, know your room. But we sent it, and it worked out pretty well for us, so I'm very, very pleased. I'm looking forward to our next rip and flip. I don't have anything pre-ordered yet. I'm thinking that it's going to be Pro Debut. think that's the next set. It's an affordable set. There's a lot of cards, a lot of autos, numbered cards. So I think that should be fun, a cheap, affordable one. So we'll give that a look. I'll have all the info on that. If you guys haven't already, make sure to follow along on Whatnot. Scan the QR code on the screen or click the link down in the description. That should get $15 off if you're new to Whatnot. And if you're already on Whatnot, and I'll just bring you to my page, you can follow me, pre-save all my future streams so you get notified when I go live. This was a ton of fun. I had a blast, and obviously it's fun. It was fun regardless. Even if we had lost money, I had a bunch of fun. It was even more fun because we made a bunch of money. So that's always good for the business. Very, very pleased. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the background behind the scenes and, showing off how crazy profitable tonight was. So it was a ton of fun. I just can't get over it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you don't mind, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Really, really helps us out. We will catch you guys in the next one.